Join us in singing here together our hymn for gathering. Please stand in body or spirit. Join me in lighting our chalice.
We light this beacon of hope, sign of our quest for truth and meaning, in celebration of the life we share together.
You may be seated. Transfiguring love, deeper than DNA, more fundamental than molecules or quarks. At our living core, we are wholeness and transfiguring love. We often forget that power, become lonely or resentful, comparing ourselves to others, acting out our fears rather than living our glory. Occasionally, we rouse from our trance to remember our wholeness. For a time, we embody unsentimental love. We make efforts to wake others, to remain fully present to ourselves. Our lives and our time together are made sacred by our striving. For the next hour or so and for the rest of our lives, may we be more aware of the spirit of life evolving through and among us. So may it be. Please join me in saying our covenant together.
Love is the spirit of this church, and service is its law. This is our great covenant, to dwell together in peace,
to seek the truth in love, and to help one another.
If you rise in body or spirit as you're able, the first thing we're going to do is come, whoever you are, and we're going to start it off, everybody singing together one way through, and then we're going to break into a round. So you all will keep going with the sopranos. Sopranos, raise your hand to let them know, okay, these are your helpers, and then you all will be group 2, and you'll come in with the rest of them, okay? Everybody rise if you're able. Thank you.
Good morning. I'm Vanessa Self, and I am here to give the announcements today. First, I'd like to thank Ren Pasco, our guest minister this morning. I'd also like to thank everyone who was able to join for Breakfast on the Hill, and to Mary Baird and the board for helping organize it and bring the food. Please visit the auction website if you would like to see our success and check on possible remaining sign-up party seats that may still be open. There is a link to that on our main Hope webpage, or you might find it in your email. Save the date for Her Story Hour on December 18th at 1:30 p.m. This event is sponsored by the Women's Issues Group and is free and is open to Hope members and non-Hope members, so you're welcome to bring a friend. Thank you to Julia Harris for her many years of service and leadership on the Gardens and Grounds Committee. Jeff Dossett will be our interim leader, and all current interested volunteers can contact Jeff. You can speak with him directly, or if you're not sure, just email hopeu@hopeu.org, and Morgan will help you connect. Game night will resume in January. You may have noticed out in the fellowship hall the Hope's Star Tree. This holiday project involves us each picking up a stocking and then filling it with items that a senior may want or need, including gifts they may enjoy. There is a list inside the stocking of suggested ideas of what to put in the stocking, and these are due next Sunday, December 1st. Hope is needing CYRE, or Children and Youth Religious Education volunteers. You can contact myself, or you can email hope@hopeu.org for more information. We also have another fundraising opportunity for Hope. You can support Hope by purchasing a ticket through Regal Cinema. You can get a ticket bundle. The website link is in highlights. And last last but not least, I'd like to invite Larry Vandiver up for a special announcement about action.
Good morning. I am Larry Vandiver, and Gail Hawk and I are the two Hope representatives for Action. I bet some of you would have guessed that's what I was going to talk about. I want a show of hands, please, of those of you who attended the accountability sessions. I think if you talk to any of these people, those of you who didn't, you would find that that was a very worthwhile endeavor that was sponsored by Action. And sponsored by Action means sponsored by you also. So I want to say a big thank you for that. And the other thing I want to say is the board, in its generosity, donated $500 to Action. That's a tremendous gift. And as you probably have guessed, it's like any nonprofit. We always have our hand out. So I would say to you, if you would want to donate individually, we have a table set up out in the fellowship hall, or you can write a check, and in the memo line, Action donation, just put that there, and we will gladly accept it. What else did I want to say? Thank you again very much.
Join me for a moment of meditation. With this meditation, Our Roots of Resilience by Kimberly Ann Tomsek Carlson. Feel the gravity of the earth holding you in place. Wiggle your toes as if they were roots. Roots connect you to the earth, lending you strength. Gently sway in the wind, turning your body like the trunk of a tree. Leaning this way and that, bending as the air pushes and pulls. What surrounds you may sway you, may make you feel and bend and feel unbalanced. Wiggle your toes. Know that roots can hold you as you grow and as you learn. A tree is nourished by soil and water. You are nourished by food the earth grows and the water it provides. You are cared for and loved by many people. Breathe deeply. Still yourself. Know that your roots are strong. Wiggle your toes.
Our reading this morning is number 434. May we be reminded here of our highest aspirations and inspired to bring our gifts of love and service to the altar of humanity. May we know once again that we are not isolated beings, but connected in mystery and miracle to the universe, to this community, and to each other.
That was just beautiful. Thank you, guys. Before I begin, let us pause as a couple of ushers come around so that each of you can take a stone. While I preach, I encourage you to hold this stone and pour all of your love and good intentions into it. If any of you went to All Souls' homecoming or watched it afterwards, you might recognize the take a stone concept. This is different, but inspired by that. give and receive things from others. Sometimes they are things that were bought or made specifically for the person receiving them. And sometimes they are things that we bought for ourselves and are called to give away. A meal a friend or stranger needs more. An item that just seems to belong with someone else, not us. Items we donate when we no longer need them. Time we give to a friend or stranger who needs help. Money we earned and give to a charity or our church. Giving takes these and many more forms. When I was a baby and little girl, I had a bear named Bee who was beloved. She was my mom's bear before my parents even met. Despite the bear being cherished by my mom, this bear was given to me. Bee the bear, having been my mom's, made her all the more special to me because she had been loved first by someone I love and trust. When I think of this loving giving, I also think of what members and friends and guests say each Sunday at Hope. We build on foundations we did not lay. We warm ourselves at fires we did not light. We sit in the shade of trees we did not plant. We drink from wells we did not dig. We profit from persons we did not know. We are ever bound in community. This illustrates the concept of community in a way that I really love. We all benefit from others. Sometimes these benefits are things that are of monetary value, and other times it's things that take people's time, patience, or skills. One example I appreciate of profiting from persons we did not know is explained best by the Oxford Review. They say, the curb cut effect refers to a phenomenon where accessibility features designed to aid a specific marginalized group end up benefiting a much broader population. Originating from the physical modifications to pavements or curbs to make them more accessible to wheelchair users, the concept has since evolved to represent how initiatives aimed at inclusion can create wider societal benefits. A ramp or curb cut that is for wheelchairs and others with limited stair climbing ability also helps parents pushing a stroller, delivery people with dollies and carts, and countless others. Text-to-speech software was meant for people with disabilities, but now is used by doctors, professionals, and average people for ease of use of our phones. These gifts have been primarily given to us by disability activists, but it was not intended for everyone, yet it still benefits everyone. Many religions across time, countries, and beliefs have emphasized reasons to give. In an article on Harvard's website, Chris Berlin, an instructor in ministry and denominational counselor to Buddhist students at Harvard University, says, rather than being a necessity, the act of voluntarily giving is motivated by a recognition that all beings exist in interdependence. The interdependence of all things, combined with an awareness of the helplessness of those less fortunate, inspires compassion. Practicing selflessness in this way is thought to increase one's own merit in Buddhism and is also an antidote to greed or grasping to possessions or other resources. According to Harpreet Singh of the Department of South Asian Studies at Harvard University, the founder of the Sikh faith named Nanak sought to create a society in which the indigent and oppressed were looked after. He emphatically expresses his solidarity with them and is quoted as saying, "Those who are of the lowest class, the very lowest of the low, Nanak seeks company of those. For what benefit can be derived from imitating the higher class? The place where the lowly are cared for, it is only where your merciful glance and grace exist." The tradition of the Sikh people has interesting parallels to Christian stories of Jesus, like in Matthew 21:31 through 35, saying that prostitutes and tax collectors will enter the kingdom of God before the Pharisees, who were a group of Jewish people with specific devout beliefs. Many other faiths, from Judaism to Islam to paganism, have their own reasons and beliefs around why giving to others who need us, whether physical needs or emotional ones, are important. The examples are too vast to name. One way in our everyday lives that we are present for people we know and don't know is just showing up. When we listen to a friend's problem or are there when they need help after surgery or to complete a big move. And sometimes when we just listen to the person in the grocery store line needing to share with somebody about their day. These things, big and small, are gifts that we give and are all significant. You never know what saves someone's life. It could be a caring conversation or something that sounds huge, like organ donation. To be clear, this isn't said as some pitch or to convince you one way or another what should be done with your loved ones or your body someday when you pass. It is to show the magnitude of human giving that really exists on this earth. While working as a chaplain, I've seen parents choose to donate their minor child's deceased body so other children who they don't even know can live. This is such a huge gift and sacrifice these parents make to let the body of their precious child have one more surgery so that another child won't die and another parent won't lose a child. With adult donors, spouses, parents, and siblings, adult children, and other family members make that difficult choice as well, to let their loved one help someone through organ donation. It is a hard decision during a time that's already really hard for a family. And yet these families make the choice freely and willingly. And many times before death, a person themselves registers as an organ donor, tells their family, and makes their wishes known. This is such a selfless gift that people give to someone they'll never know. Living organ donors can donate kidneys, a part of their liver, a lobe of lungs, a portion of their pancreas, or bone marrow, and go through pain and suffering and risk to themselves to give a gift of life to their loved one or even to a stranger. That sort of selflessness shows how large human generosity can really be. Even blood donations are an incredible gift that some people choose to give regularly throughout their lives. Some discomfort, pain, maybe some queasiness, their time, blood from their own body, something their own body created to help someone who, again, they'll never know. And it helps the recipient to survive one of the worst days of their lives, a trauma or a surgery. Giving is part of what makes us human. One of the first signs of humanity is when a broken bone is healed instead of the person dying. It takes love and connection from community for a person to heal from disease and injury. Lorna Tilley, an Australian archaeologist who specializes in the way past societies cared for people who were sick or disabled, says in an NPR article, "Evidence suggests that people in the past devoted significant time and scarce resources to caring for those in need. In the archaeological literature, Tilley and others have turned up evidence that caring for the weak and sick is a behavior that goes back as far as Neanderthals. One example of this is a Vietnamese man found at a site in Vietnam named Man Bach. He was found in a group of Stone Age hunter-gatherers who were alive 4,000 years ago. He appeared to be a disabled person based on his body's shape and contortion. When they examined his bones, it turned out he had Klippel-Feil syndrome, a rare, painful genetic disorder that results in fused spinal bones and often leads to paralysis. The archaeologist Laura Tilley estimates that his disease became crippling in his teens, and he died from complications in his mid-20s. She said he was at least a partial quadriplegic for the last 10 years of his life. Imagine, 4,000 years ago. This means his family and community provided substantial care for at least those last 10 years, and some level of care for most, if not all, of his life. His community gifted him with food, shelter, clothing, all of his basic needs, so that he could survive and be a part of his community for as long as it was humanly possible. Though he could not be productive in traditional ways in a hunter-gatherer society, in a time when survival would have been more difficult than we can begin to imagine, he was loved and he was cared for, with gifts he may not have been able to repay. Caring for a person who is ill tells us a society valued people no matter what they contributed. Care is such a part of being human that the absence of care and concern for others is considered a disorder. This is known as a personality disorder. Interestingly, some people who have diagnosed personality disorders choose a different way of being because they see the benefits for them within a society to be kind for others. It is so valued in society that even those for whom it doesn't come naturally can see those benefits. For those of us without personality disorders who just get busy in our day-to-day lives, and so our first thought isn't giving in every little situation, we can also choose kindness and giving to others to be more of our modus operandi than we might automatically have it be. In meditation, they talk about the skill of meditation as a practice. You don't practice it today because you need it today necessarily. You practice it so that in hard times, you'll already have that skill and be able to utilize it in an automatic way. This can be the same with our generosity. Whether that is our time listening and caring for someone or things of monetary value, us choosing to be kind in small ways to each other is a practice that is not always automatic when we have not practiced. We all need each other. We need the gifts given by each other, and we need to give to others. Now look at that stone in your hand. Remember the good things you put into that stone. If you haven't, think some nice thoughts now and hold that stone tight with love and compassion. That might be a little uncomfortable. If you've grown to love that stone, the stone you've put your love and care into, that perhaps you chose because you thought it was really pretty, it was your favorite color, or in some way fit you. In just a moment, I'm going to have you exchange stones with anyone in the sanctuary that you would like. It's fine if you get up, it's fine if it's your neighbor, whatever works for you. If the first stone you get from someone else isn't the one you need, go ahead and ask somebody else near you, or across the room, if they'd like to trade. You'll have a few minutes to do this. We'll have some light music playing. Make sure that everybody gets a chance to trade stones at least once. Watch out and make sure everybody's getting the chance, whether they can get up and walk across the room or not. That may require sacrifice of a stone you thought would be yours when you first traded it. I will ring this bell that a colleague bought for herself and gifted me at my ordination to bring us back into the sermon.
I guess they're all hard.
Very similar. We're all to this one. Trying to the second time again. Yeah. Same here. That's why I coveted that.
It's a good thing I got all my shots.
I didn't get the opportunity. I didn't want to take it.
Dude over here.
Me too.
What a sacrifice.
And the second, third time, it was, I mean, it was so similar. I never picked out one that actually
We're trying to hold it.
What'd you guess? I know, I've been coveting first time. What do you have? Larry, what do you have? Oh, that's beautiful. Carol, let me go with your
She just gave it.
I'm not sharing. I'm just my own. I'm done. She's given a lot already. You got two? There's a limit to my generosity. How did you get two?
It's my
No, they're not giving. Where's the sermon? What are you giving?
Let us come back into a time together. How did it feel to give somebody in this community a stone that you poured love and care into? Think on this for just a moment with me. This week, as you go about your day-to-day life, consider and try ways of giving. They can be new ways, ways you've done before, anything that speaks to you. Kindness, listening, time, and other forms that are right for you and your life. Notice how it feels in your body, in your mind, when you are giving towards others, and when others give towards you in your day-to-day life. Notice those moments when someone lets you go in front of them in traffic. Notice all the little moments of giving by others and your giving spirit to others. Go now in peace. For November is the UUA Disaster Relief Fund. It seems especially appropriate with all the natural disasters our world has been experiencing. Please make checks out to Hope Unitarian Church and put generosity on the memo line. Checks with no notation will be applied to your pledge or to the operating fund. Please give generously. Let us sing, we gather together. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry, guys.
Oh, you're not the first.
Thank you, Gary. Let us do our offertory response, my goodness. We build on foundations we did not lay. We warm ourselves at fires we did not light. We sit in the shade of trees we did not plant. We drink from wells we did not dig. We profit from persons we did not know. We are ever bound in community. Now let's sing, we gather together. Rise if you are able.
Together to join in the journey.
fearless together. These we carry in our hearts till we are together again. You may be seated. We have learned and sung and worshiped together. We have shared stones and laughed with one another. Now let us go forth and take all of that into this world we share together.